Text me and I'll text you back.
Text me and I'll text you back.
Text me and I'll text you back.
You text me then I'll text you back.
Text me then I'll text you back.
TikTok, you don't stop.
I will help you make your paper stack.
Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at now?
205-964-5243. You know. 205-964-5243. You know.
Good afternoon, and we are BACK. We're back for today's Zompathon. We're going to comp some properties using Zillow as the foundation. So Zillow is the Google of residential real estate, but it's not real estate wholesaler friendly. But guess what? Zompz is here to change that. What you got?
The Mad Millionaire lady said, "Let's get it."
Okay. Yeah, let's get it. Let's make it happen. She's in here. Okay. We appreciate everyone that's already in here. Make sure, guys, you do this if subscribe to the channel by selecting this button here. Once you subscribe to the channel, tap the little bell, select all, so you now are alerted whenever we upload new videos like this one and when we go live daily. Okay, so yeah, so if you want to join us, make sure you want to get alerted, you do that. Even if you're already subscribed, go back and tap the little bell to make sure that the all is selected so you are alerted whenever I upload new videos and when we go live here on YouTube. So before we even start taking questions or whatever, I just wanted to go ahead and demo something for you guys really quick. So I'm gonna share my screen here, and obviously we're using Zompz to comp properties, but also use it for other things. I showed this at the end of yesterday. So to access Zompz, let me go here and put the scroller on. All right, and to access Zompz, you go over here to zompz.com. Or you can text the letters ZZ to 205-964-5243. So when you get over here to the site, there's a video right there that'll go into, basically the comping part of it. But so you go here, you select that button there, hit add to Chrome, hit add extension. Now this is can only be used on a desktop or laptop because it's a Google Chrome extension. So it takes you over there to their store. All right, so let's go over here to Zompz. So the purpose of what I'm going to show you right now is how two things I'm going to show you. We're going to go to Zillow, and we're going to whenever you have Zompz added, well, okay, it's not loaded all the way. Whenever you have Zompz added, Zillow is still loading here. You'll see this little floating menu over here to the right. But it's still loading. So let me do this. Okay, there you go. Boom. So we see this floating menu here. You click on it. You don't have anything in there on the houses, rent, or land. It won't be anything there. Now, one of the features of it is that the map, which we'll get in here. So I'm going to go to Jacksonville, Florida, initially. All right. And so we get into the map. As you can see, the normal view on Zillow is you have this results page over here to the right, which is fine if you want to do that. But for what we're doing, having the expanded map goes a long way because it allows you to maneuver around. So what we're going to do is we're going to search for large tracts of land through mobile homes. Okay. All right, so what we'll do is I'm going to remove the boundary. Okay, so as you see, it's going to start to populate. So I'm going to change this for sale. And then I'm going to go over here under property type. I'm going to select all, deselect, and just only select manufactured. That's mobile homes. Okay, so doesn't matter about the year or anything like that. Let me make sure I don't have that in here. I need to remove this. So don't worry about that. All right, boom, and any. Okay, so boom. All right, so you see it lights up a little more here. So all of these red dots are properties that are for sale. All right, so I'm just going to click on one out here and just I'm going to I could go down here and try to look in the features or in the notes to see how many acres this is. Does it tell me? Let me go down under. I must have missed it. Let me see. Show more facts. Okay, so where is it? It doesn't, I don't know if it shows it in here or not. But what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go ahead and add it, right? And it'll make more sense once I add a few. So I'm gonna add this one. Boom. Okay, I'm gonna add this one. Boom. All of these are sort of outside of the Jacksonville city limits, which is fine. All right, and I'm gonna add this one. I'll add this one here. Okay, and again, you can go down here in the notes and probably see the same thing, but this makes it a lot easier. Or under the facts and features about the property, I'm gonna add this one. All right, and I'm gonna add one more up here. And as you notice, as I move around, as I move around, and that's one of the advantages of having the expanded map, is just going to flow with it as far as whatever my search criteria is, right? Okay, I'm gonna look at this one, and then that's rough right there. All right, and so now I'll go here, hit the key. Okay, so what I'm looking for acreage. Now, some of these don't show any acres in here, so I would want to just automatically remove those. Or if I just wanted to look deeper at them, I could, but the way they have it listed, they don't have any acres included. So this one down here has 2.93 acres. This is 1.37 acres. This is 0.86 acres. Okay, so I'm gonna go back and add some more here. All right, so if it's something that you've already clicked on, it'll have a minus sign up here instead of a plus sign. If it's something that you've already clicked on, just remember that, so that you don't have to try to add it again or accidentally remove it. All right, let's go down here. Okay, boom. Hopefully they got the info in there. Let's look at this one. Boom. Okay. All right, so let's hit the key again. Do we add any more? Add a couple of more. We got one that has 1.1 acre, 1 acre. Okay, so nothing, no really large tracts of lands. You know, these are decent and could be worth something depending on what they're located and what they're near. But I'm going to go out a little more. So I'm going to go in this direction here and see what we got. So I'm going to add this one. I'll add this one. And I'll add this one to see if any of those are what I'm looking for. Okay. All right. So none of those. I think we got the 1.72. Nothing yet. So what I'm looking for is something over 10 acres. All right. We got that one. All right. Did I do these up here? Got this one. They doing it, ain't they? Okay. All right, got that one. That's interesting. All right, we'll go ahead in the Lake City, get a little closer inside. That's in a mobile home park, that looks like, but we'll still add it. All right, we'll do this one. All right, so let's see what we got now. All right, and I can sort by low to high. Okay, so we got 4 acres right there. All right, so we did get one. So what was this one right here? Okay, so on this property right here, so it does have 4 acres. Interesting. Let's see what is close. So it's in Lake City. I see where it is. Okay, so it's in Lake City. All right, so let's see that. What else we got? Remove the boundary. All right, and let's do this down here. All right, I already added that one. Let's do this one. All right, and let's do this one. Let's see what we got. Okay, there we go. We finally got one. All right. So we got one that's 19 acres right here. I wonder why it's not giving me that one first. Okay, we got one that's 19 acres right there. Nothing above 4, but we got this one that's 19 acres. So it's in Lake City in that area also. Okay, so if I close this, all right, so it's quite a bit outside of Lake City. So if I zoom in on it, let's see what it's looking like here. See if it gives us the property boundaries, and it does. Okay, so here's the property right here. All right, so that's 19 acres, and they're asking 320 for it. Okay, so just using this as an example. Now, I would like for it to be a little closer to Lake City, but more so to Jacksonville because it's a larger city. These are the type of properties that could easily turn into a subdivision or some type of development because of the number of acres that's there, especially at that price point. On 20 acres, you could easily probably get 19 acres anywhere from 75 to 120 lots in there, depending on the size of the lots, of course, or whatever. And if you have to do how much of the land that 20 acres you lose for infrastructure and maybe some other things. Now, to dive deeper in that, because Zillow is not going to do this, and this is where one of the paid tools is going to come into play. So within PropStream, which you can access through diggerlater.com, and we'll train you on it for free. If you go there, then you can pull up more detailed information about the property, zone, agriculture, rural, and you're going to have the owner's information and everything. If I click on details, let's see what else we got here. You see what they actually paid for it or whatever. But the main thing is that you can see the property. If I go here, I can zoom out and I can see similar to what I'm looking at here. I can see the property. I should be able to put my little red guy down here. Flip around. Is it on this side or where's my red dot? There's my red dot right there. So it's this property right here, right there. Now, one of the other things I like to do, I'd like to use MapRight. I'm not an affiliate of those as I am with PropStream, but if I go to MapRight and then I can pull it up, I can also see, and now you're in Florida, so a lot of stuff is in flood zones, so it's not as big of a deal as it is in some markets as others. So if I zoom in here, I'm gonna turn off the label information. So now I can see the property right here. It's located there. I can also go over here, turn on the layers, and I can select it to see if it's in a flood zone, and it's not. And I can also see if there are any wetlands associated with it, which is good. So the majority of this property also can see how flat it is. So we see these contours here, which I just basically learned this last week. The farther these lines are apart from each other, the flatter that it is, because it shows you the different elevations go from 90 to that's 95 over there down to 80. So this is pretty flat or whatever. So you have a lot of good things going for a property like this. It's almost 20 acres. Only thing, like the location as far as what I'm thinking in terms of doing, is not ideal, but it's close enough to a decent sized city that it still could be very attractive to someone with that large tract of land. And some people like to take them and actually be able to add more mobile homes to them also. So I just wanted to show you all that to start off today's Zompathon, or whatever we want to call it. We'll come up with a good name. Even though we're using Zompz, we want to call it something. So Compathon, I don't know what it is. So anyway, why am I on here twice?
We have some addresses if you'd like to start on that, but we also have some comments.
No. We'll go ahead and start on the address, and we'll answer the questions here in a moment. So let me go back and share my screen again. I'm sorry. All right. So what we got?
616.
Let me remove all these first. All right. So we got 616.
616 HOWE Avenue. Yep.
Shelton,
Shelton,
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Okay. All right. So first thing I'll do, I'm go ahead and open up the old Zillow the Zillow. And what is this? It's a 3-2. So I'm going to use the map here to identify it here in Google Maps. Because Zillow doesn't make it easy to identify. At least I haven't figured it out. We haven't been able to add a feature in Zompz to make it easier. So I see it's off of this body of water here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and add it so it can be the target, and I'll reduce this down. And so now I'll zoom in here. I need to change the filters. I'm sorry. I'll change this to houses. We want to do the last 12 months. Let's do the last 90 days first. And I'm going to change this to sold. So we can look at sold properties. Okay. So the property is just above this 108 right here. Okay. So it's in this area right here. So cool. All right. So I'll go ahead and just add these. See what we got. All right. So we got 465. All right. And we got 2. Let me go back a little longer too. Like this, have something across that street there. So let's do 6 months. All right. So yeah, we got some more in here now. So, okay. So we're going to add that one. And we'll add, is it 2 of them in here? Okay. We'll add this one. Yeah. And guess we'll do this one here too. All right. Boom. So 185, 246, 340. All right, so let's get in here. All right, so our property was on how, so we'll add that one as the target. Okay. So let's see here. So first thing we want to do is go over here and look at the year built and try to create likes to likes. Now our property is a 1920 build. Okay, so we have properties in here from 1928, which is closer in years to ours. And then it goes up from there from 1953, 57, 73. All right. So ideally, we want to stay close to our year. I think that property that sold for 435 is on the other side of the street there too. I really want, so that's sold for 2, but that's a 1953. It's a lot bigger too. I'm going to stay with the one that let's do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna close. I'm gonna remove these. I'm gonna remove these, and I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to 12 months. I'm at 6 months now to see if it pulls any more by our property, because our property is up in this area right here. All right, so let's add this one. All right, and let's add this one. Boom. And I think we got this one already. No, we already got that one. Let's add this one. I think I had that one in there already, but I'll add it back again. All right, and we're going to add this one. Okay. All right, so let's get in here now. Okay, so okay, so we have, let's see. So we have a 1913 and 1928, and everything else is significantly newer. So let's stay in line with these two. All right, so the one that's most recent is this one that sold in December. So we know the market changed because of interest rates, especially back before June, around that time. I'm sure they had put it under contract. They had to go through all the approval and finance, so they got it at a better rate. So I'm gonna really go back to what I was gonna do anyway. So I'm gonna go with this right here. And so it's making the adjustment. Our house is 1,372 square feet. And so what it's doing, the price per square foot, which is down here also, it averages out because there's only one there. So our ARV is 229. So we'll just say 230. right? Okay, so what was the square footage again? It was 1372. So we're going to go over to dealulator.com, and hopefully we'll have it where it'll all be here in Zompz that you can do both. All right, so we're going to pull up the repair calculator and the deal calculator. So we say 1372. So the rule of thumb here, and this is just a generalization, that if it's livable, we'll multiply the square footage times $25 to get the repair estimate. If it's not livable, times $40. Now, some markets will change that. So I'm basically going to round this up to 55 for not livable, and for livable, round it up to 35. I normally round up to the nearest 5 or nearest 0. Okay, so we said, what did we say, 230? We're at 35. It's defaulted to that. Okay, and so to determine what we're going to pay the seller now, we need to know how much we want to make on the deal. Ideally, you're between 7 to 10% of your ARV is the potential what you can make on the property. So 10% we know would be 23,000. If we multiply that times 230,000. On 7%, I'm sure it's going to be probably 16 or 17, something like that. But let's see, Oksana. So 0.7, yeah, 16,000. So between 16,000 and 23,000, right? So I'll just say 20,000 on this is what we'll try to shoot for. Remember, that's negotiable, but you got a lot of room to work with there. So the price that you need to put on the contract with the seller for is around 106 or less, 105 or so or less. And then you'll put it back out there to your buyer between 125, 130. So boom. Who wants some of Debo? Who's up next?
47 Northway, Chatsworth, Georgia.
All right.
47 Northway.
You say 47?
Northway, Chatsworth, Georgia. Chatsworth.
Oh, Northway. Okay, Northway.
North and another word, way. Yes, there you go.
All right, so let's open up the window here. Let's move these over here. And let's hit the map so I can identify it, where it is. Okay, so we got the major highway there. I don't know what we got here. Spring Lakes Golf Course. All right, so is this land?
Hey, Groovy Nights, is this land?
Because it's, let me see, single family. What does it say? Home details. It says single family, so it'll be added as that. All right, so I'm adding that. So now let me find it. All right, so we're going to change this to, we're going to do 90 days on this instead of 12 months to start. Okay, so the golf course is in here, I think. Yeah, it's below this, above this right here. Okay, so it's right in this area right here. Right now, not activity. So I'm gonna change. I'm gonna go ahead and go to 12 months then. All right, so we do have a little bit more activity. Again, the property is right there. Okay, so boom. All right, so we got some stuff right here near it. So we're gonna roll with these. So we're gonna hit that. We're gonna hit that. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this. Boom. So we open us up, and so we're on Northway, so we're going to make that the target. Okay, and so now let's look at the year built. Oh, we're good. Everything is in line with this property. So our year built is 1977. As we say, we would like to stay in a box of 5 years plus or minus if possible. So 82 back to 72. So all of this is in play. All right, so now we'll look at the most recent sale over here, which was on Southway, right? On January 5th, and it's over 320 at $121 a square foot, right? And so I'm just going to eliminate these two, right? So that's going to be our number. All right, so it's automatically taking the square footage and multiplying it times this number to give you the suggested ARV, okay? So we'll just go with 213 as the ARV. So now we need to take this number, the 1758, which is the square footage, 1758, Multiply that times $25 for livable. So that's $45. Not livable, $70. 45, 70. Oksana, can you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
45 and 70. Okay, so we got 45 here. And so similar to what we did a moment ago. So we'll just leave that at 20 because it was at 230 before. We'll leave that at 20. So ideally, you're trying to get this for 85,000 or less. You'll put it out there around 105 or so to your buyers. So with the seller, below 85,000. With the buyer, you put it out there around 105 or so. All right.
We're 70K, we know.
All right. So what we got?
Okay, so now you have a few questions.
So no more comps?
If you wish. No more comps.
Okay. All right.
All right. So Ali said, what's going on, Flip? And then Justin Hernandez said, hey, Flip, I'm new to wholesaling and I've been trying to get my first deal. Is there any way you can mentor me or guide me through my first deal? We can JV, but I'm just trying to understand it completely. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay. One of the reasons why I do these lives and I answer questions in the comment section of the YouTube videos, which I need to catch up on, which I'll do that today, is I offer that as free coaching, right? You can come here. We're online on Thursdays, around 8:15 or so p.m. on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, I don't know what else, Twitch, but we're in a lot of places, so you can get free info. I mean, free your questions answered for free, but that's not enough for you. I do offer a paid option to do that in a couple of ways. Now, there's a low-cost way where we do a group meeting once a week. You know, it's only like $95 a month, right? Okay, so you can text the word STACK, STACK. That'll give you an option to join up for that. Now, if you want more detailed coaching where you're dealing directly with me, totally different ball game. It's at a much, 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 much higher price point. If you're interested in that, just text me 205-964-5243. I'll be happy to give you that. But again, I try to put all of this content out there where someone never has to actually spend a dime on nothing I do. Even though if you do, I'm appreciative of whatever. You know, I'm an entrepreneur first, but I do give you the option to learn all of this for free. Once you get into my time, that's going to cost you money.
Okay. Jerome Dennis said it's kind of in the same line as what Justin Hernandez said. He said, Flip, I'm new to real estate. I watched all your videos, cold calling and texting. I hate my job so much. I'm selling my house to put money into the business. Do you offer coaching? I'm willing to pay. And he's saying I'm 25 hungry to escape the 9 to 5.
Yes, sir. Just hit me up.
Can you repeat that other also that? I know you have that second option.
Yeah. If you want to do the group coaching, it's just once a week for an hour, basically. And that's it's a group. So you understand, you know, but, you know, it's a community that we mix it up with on a daily basis. But as far as access to me, it's just that 1 hour or whatever with a group. All right. So you can text STACK, STACK, like stack money, to that 205-964-5243, to that same number if you want the more hands-on. Why personally you deal with me personally walking you through deals, then you can just text me and I'll gladly send you what that freight is to get the gorilla in the room.
Okay, Shazam X said, Flip, what's the best driving for dollars to? By the way, Gary Rawls, if you have a comp, you need to text, you need to have it here so we can go ahead and do that. But yeah, what's the best driving for dollars to?
The best for driving for dollars to, I don't know about the best. I'll just tell you the one that I use. If you go to dealulator.com, right, and you see the 5-day free trial right here, or it's on any of the pages, but we use PropStream. So if you sign up through my site, we'll train you on it. Okay, make that clear. And you sign up wherever you want to, but if you want us to train you on it, we will. But to answer your question, when I'm out, that's one. You know, I use two of them. I used the PropStream app, and I used MapRight. This is this other tool over here. Now, I'm not affiliated with them, but they have a really good app too when you're out trying to figure out what properties are and all that. But the great thing about using Dealator, aka PropStream, is you can skip trace their phone number right there. You could be sitting in front of someone's house, get the phone number. Probably 70% of the time is right. And you call them and say, hey, I'm sitting in front of your house, or I'm sitting in front of your property. It appears to be vacant. Now, sometimes they're not, but it appears to be vacant. You know, when I was calling you to see if you would be interested in selling it, you know, sitting there right in front of the property. So that can be very, very powerful. All that stuff didn't exist when I started years ago. To have that much power, that much data, that much knowledge, that much information right there at your fingertips. You guys are, it's more people trying to do this, but there's so many more tools available to make it easier to do this. So it's like a trade-off.
So we got two things you need to comp. 3148 Perry Avenue, Bronx.
Okay. All right. This is going to be
From
interesting.
Gary.
It's going to be interesting. So what's the number?
3148
3148
Perry Avenue, Bronx.
Once, New York, son. All right. So, all right. So let's pull up the map here. That's what I want to do. Let me go back. All right. So let's go ahead and add the property first, and then we'll pull up the map. Okay. So let's so we can identify where it is. Okay. So we're below whatever this oval is here. There's a Mickey D's. Okay, boom. All right, so now let's get in here. Oh, a lot of activity, man. So we're gonna go with 90 days. We go with 30 days probably in here and be good. We're gonna go with 30 days in here. So where is it, Oksana? Let's see here. Let me zoom out a little more. So
in New York,
it's above this area right here, right close to the freeway. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, so here's the oval right here. Okay, there it is. We're right in this area. So there's no activity in the last 30 days. So now what I need to do is go ahead and change this to the last 90 days and see what we got. All right, still not that much. Let's do 6 months. All right, still nothing. All right, so we'll do 12 months. All right, so we got something. Okay, boom. All right, so yeah, just to make sure, yeah, we're in that area. Okay, so important. The reason I'm doing that, guys, you want to try to look at properties that are near where you are. You know, that is so important. You know, especially in condensed markets like this, the prices can be all over the place. But we got look like 4 of them in here. That should give us a good idea of what's happening in here, right?
Yeah,
so
read my mind as far as like explaining
Yep.
to them better. Yeah.
Proximity matters. All right, so boom. Okay, so let's get in here. So ours was on Perry, so we're gonna make that the target. Okay, so now the first thing we're gonna do, as I said, we're gonna look at the year built. So ours was a 1901, and everything else is a little bit newer, 25, 40, and 50. 1925, 1940, 1950. All right, so so let's look at the numbers though here. So all of these are not quite a year old, but you know most of them are. So like this particular property right here, looks like this is the outlier right here. This one that sold for is it a house or what's the deal on it? Okay, so it looks like this one is the outlier, right? So I'm going to remove this. It's sold for $524 a square foot. So I think that's the outlier. So it averages out to be $282 a square foot. So if we multiply that times our square footage, which is 2248, it gives us a suggested retail ARV of 634,000. All right. So does that make sense? The way it, the process of limitations. It makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Oh,
Guys, if you don't understand the process, please do ask questions
okay,
while
yeah.
he's doing it. That way, you can understand it better.
Well, and really what I should do, because
I,
these properties are so much newer, I'm going to go ahead and eliminate those also. So that's going to adjust our pricing, because these are the same year. This property is a little bigger than our, significantly bigger, but we're making the adjustment by the price per square foot. That's why the price per square foot is so important, because our property is only 2,200 square feet versus almost 3,400 square feet. So that's like a 1,200 square foot difference. So the way you make that adjustment is based on price per square foot. So so how we get that number of 259, we take this 3,396 square feet and divide it into the property that we're using as the comp into the price. So that gives you the price per square foot. So it automatically averages it out up here. So once we have that number, now the adjustment can be made and we can multiply it times our number at 2,248 square feet. And it gives us 582,232. I'll just round it up to 583,000. Okay, so now we have that number. So now what we'll do is we're going to take this 2248. And so now we're in New York. This is going to change a little bit. So I'm going to take this $25 and raise it up to $30. And I'm going to take this $40. That's for livable. All right. So if I put the 2248 in here, that gives us basically 70 grand. Right. Now that's if you're trying, and that may, and again, that may be an overreach on that. It's on the livable, because it could be livable and still not need that many repairs, but still need a lot of repairs. So it's still going to be some adjusting there. But for the sake of what we're doing here, keep that in mind. But 2248 is a lot of square footage in New York City or in that general area. That's a lot of square footage. Right, people live in 400 square feet spaces and pay a significant amount of money, or whatever. That's a big house.
Well, this is the Bronx, so it could be that could be the reason why.
Not that I know the difference, but whatever. All right, so and I'm gonna change this to 50 on not livable. So now we're over 100 grand, right? So we're at 115. So basically 70 and 115. Remember that, Oksana. All right, so we said 583 was the ARV. Now I'm going to take this number, the percentage of the investor, the discount that he's going to look on for an ARV. I'm going to take this up to 80% in New York City, right? Okay, so now, so we said we were at 70 on repairs. Okay, and on something like this, I'm trying to make a minimum of 50 grand. I'm just going to just tell you so. Because, well, 10%. Yeah, I'm trying to make 50 grand minimum. All right, so what we'll do is, the price with the seller, if it's not livable, below 350. If it is livable, and then what you'll put it out there to buyers for is around 400,000. Okay, so now if it's not livable, we said 115 in repairs, right? So now you need it around 300,000, and you'll put it back out there around 350 or so. If it's not livable.
Yep. Okay.
Boom.
1762 Summit Springs Circle, Loganville, Georgia.
All right.
Groovy Nights gave you another. This is him giving you another call. You guys, if you have anything else you want us to call,
what's the number again?
1762 Summit Springs Circle, Loganville, Georgia. Georgia.
At Loganville?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so we'll go ahead and open this up, and we'll hit the map here. Where is it?
The old sweet song.
Georgia on my mind. Okay, there it is. Okay, boom. All right, so let me zoom out. So, okay. So it's below this, above Temple Johnson Highway. So we'll go ahead and add this property so we can make it the target. I'm going to remove the boundary here, and I'm just going to zoom in. Hopefully we're right where we need to be. So yeah, we're right in this area right here. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so I think we're okay, so that's the little body of water. So we're right in here somewhere, I think. So let's see. Yeah, we're right in here somewhere. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the draw tool, and so I can just only capture, this area in here. Right.
I like that.
Okay, so boom. All right, so we'll go ahead and add these properties. All right, so boom, boom,
So explain a little bit the process of
boom.
why and how you're comping.
Like what?
Okay, so
All right,
you have to be close to the particular property.
Yeah, you just want some basic rules. So whenever appraiser go out, and they do more than this, but this is some of the basic stuff that they do. All right, so you want to compare likes to likes as much as possible, right? You want to compare the property in a certain distance of the property, which I don't know what the exact distance is on these, but I'll assume they within a half a mile here, right? Zillow doesn't give us that option, but I'm assuming this is within a half a mile. You can go up to a mile, you can go farther, but ideally you want to, as far as the date that the property sold, most recent is always better because that gives you a true picture. We're trying to look at properties, hopefully that they've been renovated also, or at least in really good condition. Okay, so and then the next thing is because we're trying to see the end game on it. So you're looking at distance, trying to compare likes to likes as far as year built, square footage, maybe even beds and bath, not as important. Even the style of homes. You're looking at the time frame. You're trying to stay within 12 months, but you can get something that's happened in the last 30 days would be great. Maybe not always an option. Those are going to be the three major things that you're going to look at. So we're just simplifying. It's just a do-it-yourself appraisal. We just need a ballpark number to try to make sense of things, right? So,
Yes.
all right. So, okay. So now let's make the target. So what did they say the address was?
It is 1762 Summit Springs.
Okay, so we got a lot of property here on Summit Springs. So 1762.
Yes, sir.
I don't see it on my list here. 17. I didn't add it.
I don't know.
I didn't add it. Let me see. 1762 Summit Springs.
Yes.
I thought I added it. Oh, it didn't come up as 1762. That's why. I got 1787. I don't show a 1762. So I'm gonna go ahead and just use. Let me see here.
Groovy Nights. What's up with that address?
Yeah, let's do this. And it is a house, right?
Is it a house?
Yeah. So
let's see.
Ideally, we would need the specs on that. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if this exists. Okay, it does exist. Okay. Wonder why Zillow didn't pull it up. Let me see. Maybe I didn't put it in right. Oh, it exists. There you go. I must.
It's your fault.
I must,
Mr. Flipman.
I must have didn't put it in right. That's cool.
See, we're getting on to Groovy Nights, and it's your fault.
Yeah. All right. Boom. All right. So 7. Okay, there it is right there. So I'm gonna make that the target. Okay. So a 1994 build. So we have several properties on, well, not several, a couple of them that own that. Well, they're in that general area though. So looks like all of these. So I'm gonna remove these ones that are in Snellville, right? I'm gonna remove those. All right, and okay, so we got all these in Summer Springs, Summit Pond, Glen. So I'm assuming that's all in the same subdivision. So we got a range of 1994 up to 2000. So I can remove that 2,000. Okay, so oh, that was the one I added as the property. Here's another 2,000 right here. It really doesn't matter, but I'm gonna remove it anyway. Well, no, I'm not, because it's one of the ones that sold most recently. So I'm gonna leave that one. All right. So most of this is selling around 140 to 160. So that one that sold back in January is a good snapshot. So it says 159 right there, but I'm gonna remove this 203 and remove that 161. So we're basically at right here what sold in January, 143. All right. So our square footage is 2461. So multiplying that again times the average price per square foot, and that gives us a suggested ARV around 352. So we're going to take this 2461. So now I'm gonna make the adjustment back. So I'm gonna take this back down to 25 because we're back in the sale. So we said 2461. We're gonna put 2461 in here. Okay. So that gives us, if it's livable, 60 grand. That may be a lot, because it could be livable and not need really that many repairs. So that's going to be something that only once they make that, but you have to make the adjustment on, right? So because that 60 could be extremely too much for it, right? So just keep that in mind. But we're going to roll with it for the sake of he's going to have to make the adjustment because of the condition. I say, no, it don't need 60 grand. It may need 10 grand, or it may need 20, but not 60 because of the square footage or whatever. So, all right. So then we're going to change this back to $40. All right. So, but that's a big house now. If it's not livable, you're talking 100 grand, right? Okay. So what I'm going to do on the livable, I'm just going to change that to 20. I'm just going to change that to 20. All right. So where are we? So what did we say? What did he say it was? 352. All right. So we say $352. 352,000 is ARV. We're going to change this back to 70. All right. And so we're going to say 20 grand if it's livable. And we're going to try to make on something like this 10%. So I'm going to say 40 on something like this, right? Oh, I had this wrong. What am I doing? 380. It should be 380. What should it be? 353. 352 rather. Okay, so on something like that, I'm sorry, 7. So 10 will be 35. So I'm trying to make 30. All right. Okay, so not livable, 20,000 or 200,000 or below. 195 or below. I mean, livable. All right. And then you put it back out there around 230, 225 or something like that to your buyers. Okay. Now, not livable. What did I say? 100 grand. 100 grand in repairs. Okay. So with the seller, you're trying to be around 115 or so or below. You'll put it out there 145 to 150 with your buyer. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Arzina said, "Hi, how are you?"
Great.
And we got you. Monroe said, "Sup, fam." Hello.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He just said, "What's up, fam?" Basically.
Oh well, yeah. What's going on? What's going on? I'm sorry. I'm
we got
looking
you,
at a text.
Monroe. That's his name. Okay. Do you guys have anything else you would like us to comp? Hello. Anybody?
Oh no one else. Yeah, I got
no one else, and nobody else has a question.
Okay,
either.
good. Boom. All right, so we've been rolling pretty hard here. I got people. I added you. Okay, so we've been rolling pretty hard here. So remember, guys, sign up for Zompz. You can text ZZ to 205-964-5243. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you're alerted when we go live and whenever I upload new videos. You have to tap the little bell on YouTube, select all so you are alerted. Okay, so if nothing else, Zompz.com.
Oh, wait a minute. Somebody said they submitted a comp, but we don't see it, Shirley.
Yeah, we don't see it.
Shirley, we don't see it.
Yeah, it's been tripping. But yeah, you
What-
can join us tomorrow night, Shirley. If I might do it tomorrow during the day, but I'm not sure. But definitely tomorrow night for sure. And we'll go over there. Or you can just text it over to him and I'll comp it for you. That's for Shirley only. All right. So
Shirley
she
only.
texted 205-964-5243. I'll get it to you. But thanks, guys, for joining us today, and hopefully see you guys tomorrow, either morning, afternoon, or definitely tomorrow evening.
Yeah, thanks guys for joining us.
Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.